Hello everyone, welcome back to the RCBian Chelsea Fan TV, and here I am with yet another episode. Yes, today I am not on camera because of technical reasons, but I'm sure you will enjoy the show just like usual, right? If you enjoy the show, please smash that like button as well as subscribe. Do not forget to press the bell notification icon because when I go live next time, you will know and we will be discussing things together, right? And I am back after the Euros. Yes, there was a Euros hangover, but the hangover is finally gone, and it is time to cover Chelsea again. Yes, there is cricket going on, which I did cover briefly, not just yesterday, I believe, but Chelsea pre-season has begun. It is week one, and it is but obvious that I would come back with transfer talk as well amid a lot of transfers that are happening in the EPL, right? So here I am for the same. So firstly, the preseason game. Yes, we played one preseason game, although it was a friendly behind closed doors against Peterborough United. Yes, Peterborough United are basically, I think, the new club that has been promoted to the championship, and we played behind closed doors. So I'm not sure if all the data that we have is absolutely bang on, but certainly from reports, I believe that we have done well in this game, and we beat Peterborough 6-1. 6-1, and I believe the first half was kind of close with Abraham, yes, Tammy Abraham scoring, and Christian Pulisic also scored, maybe of a penalty from reports. But the second half was fantastic because although we conceded, I believe, one goal via penalty, we scored four with Hakim Ziyech getting a hat trick and Armando Broja scoring as well. And just so I can maybe share the lineups as well as to what the tactics were of Chelsea and Thomas Tuchel in this game. Let me just try and share my screen. Okay, yeah. So this was the lineup of the first half, where we had Tammy Abraham starting up front along with Christian Pulisic and Hudson Odoi. Marcos Alonso played left wing back, Zappacosta on the right wing back. Yes, Zappacosta is back, and so is Danny Drinkwater and Ross Barkley. Well, Lone Army is back, and that is where they were utilized in this game. And Clark Salter, the forgotten, academy boy at left centre back, along with Malang Sarr at centre back, and Trevor Chaloba, the younger brother of Nathaniel Chaloba, of course, and Jamie Cummings. So that was what the first half was. And let me try and also share with you the second half. Yes, second half lineup was this. It was, I think, 10 changes with Broja starting up front, with Ugbo on the wing, and Hakim Ziyech, the hat trick hero, on the right wing, and Conor Gallagher, who's already rumored to be going to Crystal Palace on loan. Let's see what happens. Started along with Ruben Loftus Cheek. Now, this is the big point. Ruben Loftus Cheek did not start the first half. For me, it is the formation, and the first half formation seemed like a 3-4-2-1 what Chelsea played in the UEFA Champions League, but in the second half we played 4-3-3 where Ruben Loftus-Cheek fits in better. So let's see what happens and what formations Tuchel is open to playing this season. But for me, he is not a starter as things start, right? Lewis Baker, again another forgotten academy boy, came back and started, I think, in the second half in midfield, and Ian Martson, Dujon Sterling, Abdul Rahman Baba, as well as Matt Miazga started at the back. Couple of them definitely, I think, need to move on, but let's see what happens and whether we get buyers for them. And Jamie Cumming, although he started the second half, I believe he was substituted midway through the second half. So yes, that was what in terms of the lineups was. So coming back to the conversation, so it was a 6-1 victory. Great start. The next preseason game that we have is against Bournemouth. Yes, Bournemouth is our bogey team in the EPL. They are back, and we are playing them as a friendly on the 28th of July. It is an away game at the Vitality Stadium. And for all you guys out there, this particular game will be telecast live on the Chelsea app. So the Fifth Stand app, all of you guys can enjoy the game. I'm sure I will enjoy for sure, right? And yes, as we are speaking that, like maybe you can comment below. What do you think about this preseason game which happened? We started with 3-4-2-1, moved to a 4-3-3 possibly. Is it something that we can judge the team on, or is it just to get the warm up and get the fitness going as a first match in preseason? I believe it's probably the latter, right? But yes, do comment below. What do you think, and do you see any of these lone players fitting in come the real start of preseason or even the season, even, right? So that is something that I really want to know, because how many people do we really need now? As you might have noticed in that short video that I played in the beginning of this stream, Chelsea have some news. Unfortunately, in this particular week, we had two departures from Chelsea Football Club. Yes, in previous streams of the transfer talk, we covered departures on loan of Billy Gilmore, permanently of Victor Moses, permanently of Fikayo Tamori. But this time, this was a surprise because no one expected Mark Guehi, or Mark Guehi, how you pronounce it, I'm not sure, but an excellent player, because I did follow him at Swansea last season when he was on loan. Great centre back who can play left centre back as well. I believe he can play with both feet. So he has apparently, or actually as we speak, really left Chelsea Football Club to Crystal Palace. Maybe it is just the offer that we received from Crystal Palace that we could not refuse. Maybe Mark Guehi wanted to leave. It is a mix of two. I really believe that. But in reality, if we had got, say, an offer of Malang Sarr, maybe we would have given Malang Sarr to Crystal Palace and not Mark Guehi, because Mark Guehi probably has more promise already. I don't know. It's kind of mixed for me. So, him leaving to Crystal Palace, I believe the offer was around 18 to 20 million pounds, which is good enough for Chelsea Football Club to reinvest. There are rumors that there is a sell-on clause. I'm not sure about that, but I hope there is, because I don't want a repeat of a Tomori or even an Aki, where we could sign him back, but this is something that we have to use the academy. It's just that we have too many players, and we will be talking in detail about that. And we had to let go Mark Guehi go for the time being, at least. The second player, well, this is emotional because he is a cult hero. As you might have heard, Olivier Giroud was rumored to be going to Milan, and yes, he has finally gone to Milan. He has bid adieu to Chelsea Football Club. Great legend, won us the FA Cup, won us the Europa League, very instrumental in both these competitions, but most importantly, the most recent one, the Champions League, the UEFA Champions League. He is going out as a hero. Thank you, Arsenal, again to give another player to Chelsea Football Club who got his prime years in Chelsea and then went away. And this creates a void in our squad, possibly. And we will speak about that, because coming to the transfers, first and foremost, guys, please comment below. What do you think about Mark Guehi and Olivier Giroud? Is it something that Chelsea had to do, or Chelsea were better off doing it? I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on that, because I feel Giroud, especially with Tammy Abraham rumors of him leaving, could have done in the squad, played a role for sure. And Guehi for sure was a better player at left centre back for me than even Zuma. Zuma is fantastic, a beast, but I prefer Guehi at left centre back if he was there. Let's see, I don't know. What do you guys think? Moving on to the void created by Giroud now. Obviously, the player that we have been linked all summer is Erling Haaland. Well, Erling Haaland, is he coming? Is he not coming? Talk every day, nothing changes, right? Entire summer, that's been the case. We have covered it on RCBian Chelsea Fan TV as well a couple of times. But this time, the news is not so good. The camp and Borussia Dortmund have gone on record saying that Erling Haaland is not for sale. Of course, Chelsea is still trying. They believe that an offer, if tempted, can be enough for Dortmund. So let's see. Obviously, the figure that we're all talking about or hearing is 175 million euros. So that is huge money. That is 100 million, probably more than what Chelsea paid for Kai Havertz and Kepa Arrizabalaga. So I don't know where that comes from, but maybe we have the cash. Like, Roman Abramovich has it, and we have a loan army that we can sell and make that money in the next couple of weeks even more and tempt Dortmund. But as of formally speaking, Dortmund are not selling Haaland. That is the real fact in terms of what the word is officially. Now, who else is linked with Chelsea? Yes, this week we had a new person linking again. We were linked in the past, but yet again it is Robert Lewandowski. Robert Lewandowski, he is, I believe, maybe 33, but in my opinion, he is the world's best striker as we speak, even better than Erling Haaland. I have no qualms about saying that, but Haaland has a higher ceiling. Lewandowski probably doesn't have the return on investment for Chelsea. What is the money that is quoted? That is quoted is 50 million pounds. That is huge money for Lewandowski at 33, right? But he still has a couple of years. He is fit as a fiddle, fit among all the strikers in the world, I would say, and he scores goals for fun, broke records left, right, center in Germany. So I would not mind that personally speaking. What do you guys think? Like, is it first of all a true rumor or no? Secondly, if it's true, do you feel we should go for Lewandowski or go for maybe an unproven striker who's young? Because that may give us money back selling him, a couple of years down the line. Obviously, this is all if we do not get Haaland. I'm still assuming that Chelsea Football Club is working hard to bid for Haaland. I personally would not like to see a bid of over 130 million, but let's see, what's in store because we could do with Lewandowski and maybe another young striker. Personally speaking, I have Daniel Malin. Yes, the person Dortmund is after as a potential long-term replacement for Dortmund's Erling Haaland. Daniel Malin of the Dutch league, yes, the Dutch league has scored goals, but the way he plays fits Thomas Tuchel, so he can be the backup striker. But I am sure Chelsea are not linked with him. So Lewandowski it is for now. Yes, we were also linked with Kane again, Harry Kane, that is, but I don't see it happening because although Chelsea are keeping tabs on him, this is something that Daniel Levy or Daniel Levy, as you may call, will definitely not allow, right? As in, I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Like again, comment below because Lukaku, I don't see him happening as well because of Inter having already sold Hakimi and they cannot let go of another possession that they have in Lukaku this season, and he's supposedly happy in Italy, although he is fit for the Premier League in my opinion again if it matters, right? Having said that, Lewandowski is supposedly the number one target in striking position. What about midfield? Well, all the talk was in the Euros that we will be signing or at least bidding for Declan Rice once the Euros are over. It has been 1 week after the Euros, nothing yet. What else in midfield? Well, not in central midfield, but we have some wide midfield, that is wingers linked to Chelsea. In very strange news today, in fact, I heard that Callum Hudson-Odoi might be swapped. Yes, swapped for Kingsley Coman. I cannot believe it because for me, Kingsley Coman is far ahead in his career compared to Callum Hudson-Odoi. There has also been reports saying that there is probably a tag of 100 million, yes, 100 million on Kingsley Coman as well as Federico Chiesa, whom supposedly Chelsea showed interest in, but Juventus said no, we are not interested in selling him. But Kingsley Coman is interesting, but not realistic to me because he is injury prone. But at the same time, he is ahead of Callum Hudson-Odoi. So I don't know if a swap really works or a swap plus cash possibly. Do I want Hudson-Odoi to go? Definitely not. I see Hudson-Odoi playing a dual role of right wing back as well as an attacking forward this season. Hopefully, he has learned a lot in last season, so we don't want to go back and send him on loan or sell him again, right? We want to use our academy. The word is that academy players are going to leave this summer because of so many signings we made last summer. And of course, we're going to touch upon why Chelsea do not need to panic and start selling players or even go for panic buys. Just before that, another rumor is Timo Werner being potentially sold to get Erling Haaland or Kingsley Coman. Again, a baffling rumor at that. It's the second season for Timo Werner. He had a lot of assists last season. This is a hope that he is only going to improve, and there's no reason to sell him after investing the time and effort that Thomas Tuchel and team has done on him, right? And he's having great chemistry with Havertz up front. But having said all this, I would like to actually put forward a point here, that is Chelsea Football Club should not panic much. Yes, a lot of clubs are signing left, right, and center, and we should as well strengthen. But we have strengthened a lot last season, and who is there on our books? We should actually look at that and try and sell players which we have begun in the sort of, you know, say Giroud or Guehi leaving, and even Gilmore going on loan, Tomori leaving, although I'm not very happy, but that is the fact. So, who else do we have is the big question, right? So, as things stand, I will try and share with you just a tactical analysis of where Chelsea stands, right? So, let me actually try and share the formation that we have. So, okay. So, as you can see, guys, this is the first 11 of Chelsea, according to me, and I think according to Thomas Tuchel as well from last season, the way it ended. Surely, these are the first choice 11 players that Chelsea has. I still believe this is top quality. We are champions of Europe. Yes, not fit and young enough for maybe a Premier League week in, week out. Silva, maybe, for example, cannot play every week. Jorginho doesn't have the pace, one may say. And Havertz and Werner are yet to prove in the Premier League on a consistent basis. But it is top notch. I'm sure any club will be happy to sign any of these 11 players. So these are the first 11, right? But this is not all. Let me actually stop sharing this and let me share another formation that we have as things stand on the books, that is. So we have the second choice 11 that I'm going to share with you. Look at this now. Yes, Tammy Abraham is a big question mark. He may still leave, so you can say there's a void there. So yes, we may need to sign a striker still because of the goals that are needed as well as Abraham's void that will be created. Possibly. Let's hope there is some miracle and he signs for Chelsea and stays back. I'll be happy with that. But we possibly, fairly also need a striker. Apart from him, in this second team, do you really see any changes needed? Malang Sarr is not great, but is he not good enough to be understudy to Rudiger? He was basically playing every alternate game in Porto. Yes, he used to not start, but he played a lot of games. At the end of the day, he's a European star, like in terms of left center backs. So he can play left center back, left back. So why don't use that versatility and use him in the squad? Similar to that, Zuma, don't sell him, keep him. Kepa, Mendy is going to African Cup of Nations. Kepa has got some confidence over the last season. Why don't we keep him? Really, we don't need to sell anyone. Alonso is also good enough for a left wing back backup, not as a starter. Ross Barkley is probably the next person that you will say, but I would say he is hot and cold, but good enough to play as a backup midfielder. First change backup would obviously be Kovacic, as you can see, but Barkley can certainly come in if required, and he is that attacking, number 6 that you can have, who can score goals as well, that we lacked last time, right? So I'll stop sharing this, but this is not all because we have loads and loads of players, and that is why there is no reason to panic. But the tactic is something that we should see what is possibility, what is not, right? So here you go. the third choice. Yes, a third choice. So if we continue to play this formation, Loftus Cheek unfortunately does not come in the first two teams even, but is a good third choice. In central midfield or attacking midfield, we have to sell a few players. Emerson, I put him as third choice because of the fact that he was third choice, I think, towards the end of last season. And most of the others, again, are quality players for squad, not for starting the match, right? So we have a lot of players, guys. I think, as I said, the only hole, so as to speak, was Abraham's position, as he may leave. Even number six, if say Barkley leaves, we get a buyer for Barkley or Gallagher, one can replace the other. So I don't see a real need. I would have ideally liked Billy Gilmore to stay, but I think we can make do with this in the worst case. And don't forget, they have all become 1 year senior to what they were last season. They have learnt on loan and coming back. Pre-season is there this time with Tuchel, which was there last time. So it can only improve. Other clubs are strengthening a lot, but don't worry, we will make signings. One or two signings is all we need. We don't need four or five signings like a Manchester United or an Arsenal, as reported, right? So let's go with that. And I'll stop sharing this. I know that there are three teams already we have, and we have to find buyers. But I think it's quite funny. But we have a fourth team as well as things stand on the books in Chelsea right now at Cobham, and this is this team. Even in this team, well, you have a couple of players. Batshuayi, he's an international. He was picked for Belgium in the Euros. Charlie Musonda, great, player coming up, but injured coming back. I understand, but you never know if he gets his form back in say 6 months' time. He's ready as well. Even Abdul Baba Rahman, plays for the national team. And Chaloba is supposed to be, doing well last season on loan. So he's come back. So a lot of potential there. Madsen, a Dutch player, finally, would be coming back. And in this team, as you can imagine, I'm not even put in Bayamba or Buyamba. How do you pronounce that? A great centre back, a Dutch centre back, as well as Tino Anjorin and Tino Livramento, because create formation did not have that, so I could not put them in. But maybe a goalkeeper, yes, you can say that, because our backup goalkeepers after Kepa are too young. But yes, that is also for this episode, guys. I hope you realize that Chelsea should make transfers for sure in the striking position mainly. I don't see Declan Rice coming in and sitting on the bench. If he comes, great. But if we have like backups who are really young, or even use our loan players, last year's loan players, who've come back, I believe we should be happy. It is just that striker and maybe a young goalkeeper for third or fourth choice that we may need, provided not many leave. So I don't see many leaving because, in the pandemic world that we are in, maybe we'll not get so many, buyers as well. So what do you all think? Comment below, like, which are the positions that Chelsea really need to buy? Who are the realistic targets? Are we really going to go for Chiesa and Coman again, or even Lewandowski? Kane is realistic or not? Lukaku, will Inter get tempted? I'm not sure. Or do you feel, some scouting like a Marlon or someone like that is possibly good for striking positions, who can possibly play understudy to Havertz, to begin with. So I think that is about it. Any other comments that you have, please feel free to add it below, and let's see, what are the upcoming, departures or signings that we have, and we will be covering more in the coming weeks, as well as a lot of cricket content. Meanwhile, I definitely have to say, please smash that like button, as well as subscribe and hit that notification icon, because we plan to come live as well many a times in the near future, as we have done in the past. And thank you for following RCBian Chelsea Fan TV. We believe that we are here for you, and if any fans want to get on RCBian Chelsea Fan TV, do follow me on my socials and DM me. I'll be more than happy to line you up for a live session as well, right? So for now, guys, from my end, that is it. And thank you. Have a good one. Take care. I'll be back with a camera as well soon while you guys enjoy the preseason going on. Thank you again.